Dutch boat tour. They go out here in a minute.
So we can come down, right?
Yeah, you can come down. Sit out in the wind because there's a lot of wind today.
So, is the left side or the right side better or the same?
If you want to see a lot, you better see on that side.
Okay, and on the outside.
Then all the mills will be on that side. So there you can nice take
Great.
my hand.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a seat. China, we had a big gas operation on the Pearl River, Guangzhou. So I was quite active over there, and also we had some supermarkets, the micro supermarkets, which I sold back to the Chinese government at a certain moment. So, but I love to be. The atmosphere in Hong Kong was so big flows of money from all over the world flowing slowly towards Switzerland. Being parked over the weekend in Switzerland and Monday morning, and now these flows are becoming huge.
Okay, 開始出發啦。Boy, boy. Is this salt water or fresh water?
Fresh.
Oh.
Okay, everybody. You can also sit closer if you want, then I don't have to shout. You can sit here, then I don't have to shout so much. That's water.
That's okay.
There are a lot of waves. Welcome aboard. English is good for you?
No.
I don't speak Chinese, sorry. Maybe you can translate.
说这边是吗？啊
No, you can sit here, that's okay, but do you understand English?
Sorry.
Okay, then we have a problem.
Eh?
Well, you should
Korea?
speak English.
Korea?
Chinese.
哦，你说国语啊？
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Hey, certain you speak Mandarin. You've been to Hong Kong 20 years.
Ni hao, that's about it. Okay, welcome aboard. My name is Fritz. I'm your captain. This is my first day. That's a joke.
You don't mind me recording, right?
No, whatsoever. And I'm also, well, as I've told you, captaining of sailing vessels over the world. If we would have been sailing here 400 years ago, we would be seeing between 600 and 900 windmills. This is really the start of industrial fabrication in the world. And why is that? Well, you've been in Amsterdam. Amsterdam, of course, is the heart of the Dutch East Indies Company. If you, for example, by financial comparison, if you take Microsoft, Google, Amazon together, but multiply that by 1,000, then you have in comparison, the Dutch East Indies Company still would be richer. It was an empire in itself. They needed a lot of materials, for example, paint. The first mill we are seeing here is a paint mill. You see these white blocks. That's chalk. They grind the chalk and then they put linseed oil to it and color paste to make paints. Customers of these types of mill were famous painters like Rembrandt van Rijn. You might have heard of him, and Vermeer. So the funny thing is now, if somewhere in the world a museum like in New York needs to restore a Rembrandt painting, they come here because they still make paint. It's the same recipe, same color, same method, probably a bit more expensive now. So all the windmills I'm going to show you are working windmills. People work there, people live there. So it's not a museum.
Why do they make paint here? What's so special about paint here? Because the power, the windmill for the power, right?
You cannot have a windmill in a city because you need wind. In the city there's no wind.
Right.
And this is basically industrial heart because the oil came from another windmill. The color came from another windmill. So this all.
Oh, there's a supply chain here.
It's a supply chain, basically, of course, powered by Amsterdam and the Dutch East Indies Company.
The first stock exchange market from Netherlands.
True.
Holland. You keep on saying Holland.
Yeah, whatever we don't mind.
Really?
The Dutch East Indies Company was the first company who admitted shares in the world, which led to the first stock exchange in the world, the Amsterdam Stock Exchange. And they were hugely successful from I think they were founded 1595, and they were successful until the beginning of the 1700s, and then basically it collapsed due to corruption and other stuff. And they make these planks. You see the planks lying there where the people are walking? These are made by this windmill.
So this is a wood chopping windmill. 鋸木 When you said they make oil, they refine, it's not petrol.
It's from all sorts of nuts and seeds, like linseed and castor. So no.
Eating oil, cooking oil, I thought it's for painting the ship, waterproofing.
Also, all sorts of oil they were making.
Yeah, they still have a lot of wood.
他说这个风车是用来砍木的，
Huh?
砍那些木的。
What happened eventually to the East and West Indies Company? They got dissolved, got took over by the government?
They were at a certain moment in 1805, I think, the Dutch East Indies Company went bankrupt officially, so legally bankrupt. But
Bankrupt?
They existed for more, let me say, 100 years in a certain dormant state. Due to corruption.
I was going to say most likely.
Corruption and competition.
Oh yeah, from the British then starting the naval.
Also Portuguese, but you know, basically it became too successful, and they had this all directors all over the world, and they start pilfering of money, etc.
Yes, of course. Money is always corrupt from inside.
Yeah.
I fancy they need to develop their own navy to protect their own internal security.
Yeah. Well, do you know the ships from the Dutch East Indies Company were heavily armed? There was a combination of, they had the power almost of a state, so we were sailing around with very armed commercial vessels. So basically enforcing everybody to do business with them.
That is the de facto navy of Netherlands, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
And also, you know, probably had the VOC was the first one for about 150 years. He had the exclusive right to trade with China. They had a trade post, and basically the Dutch were the only foreigners allowed on that trade post to do business with the Dutch. I think it was, I don't know whether it was in Formosa or not, but
They were occupying Formosa, but during the last Ming, the early Qing dynasty, they got kicked out.
Yeah.
And they have a big statue of the general that do that. They recover. I wasn't very up to date in the history. It's the Portuguese first developed all the sea lane, then come the Spaniard, then come the Dutch,
Yeah.
and then come the UK.
You know how we found the sea lanes? We put a lot of people on board Portuguese ships, basically spies, copying parts of the route. And the moment we found out, we kicked the Portuguese out, everybody. You will see this very big windmill coming up. That's an oil mill. So they grind all sorts of nuts and seeds, you know, for linseed oil, for paint and so on. That's working.
啊，呢個係整啊，
Much wind now. I think they will.
呢個係整 grind 整nuts oil supply oil for 其他嗰啲 windmill 攞嚟做顏色、顏料之類㗎，所以呢度係一個 big supply chain。呢度係做由嗰度係割木，and then 下一個嘅話係整 paint。以前呢度佢有700-800個 windmill。
This is Holland. The people here were not so rich. So what they did, they bought a piece of land and they were the owners of these windmills, they were beginning entrepreneurs. So they built a house really on the back of the property, and then each year, like businessmen do, they made a profit. They built a little annex, and we call it really in Dutch a good year's annex. Goedjaarseinde. So when they had money, good year's annex. No money, no build, unhappy wife probably. But more important, all these houses are made of wood. Why do you think that is?
They have all the woods here.
Yeah, that's it. Supply, there was a lot of wood and they own the mills. But also important, this is Holland. If you would build a stone house, it would slowly sink into the ground.
It's a ground salt.
Ground is soft. So also in Amsterdam, what we Dutch do, we drive a lot of wooden stakes into the ground, and there on top of it, we build a house. But imagine these houses are from 1650, 1670.
Really?
Really? These are 400 years old house? Good upkeep, a lot of painting.
Well, on painting, good question, because in 1650 paint was not so good. So the experiment did not work very well until somebody put copper powder to the paint, and that worked. But what does copper do in the outside? When you leave it outside, it turns
Copper oxide?
green.
Yeah.
That's the reason why all these houses and windmills are green, by the copper content. Of course now it's modern paint, but by law you can only have a greenhouse here, really.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, that one is not green. That's a brick house though.
That's a brick house. Not everything has survived, of course.
Ah.
These houses will cost you between 1 and 2 million euro now. So I looked this morning, I didn't have any 2 million euro, but as I said, I'm a lawyer, so we can't stop. If you want to buy something, we'll buy a house.
Then I get EU residency? Maybe not, maybe not.
As a foreigner, you are allowed to buy a house, and you don't need a special permit for that. You can buy the house.
But you just can't live there.
You can live there.
I
can
can
live
rent
there,
it out.
But only the problem, let me say, if you want to work here, you need a permit. But you know, we have a shortage of good people.
Retire. If I can move here.
Sometimes it's retire.
So you said these houses are what, 2 million euro?
Between 1 and, depends on how nice it is, between 1 and 2 million euros.
Like these?
Yeah, well, definitely. That would be close to 2 million euros.
他说这里的房子大概
And
200万
home units,
200万
euro.
you already know it has to be green on the outside, and you're not allowed to change anything.
Huh?
The outside,
这也太舒服了
of course, you can paint it.
400年前的啊，
哇！
You can
这
paint
里
it
这
red,
里
of course,
有
blue,
居
but you
民
cannot
是吧
change？ walls, you cannot
不知道居民在哪？他们住，
那些有人住吗？
全都是有人住啊。
哇，在这里生活的人也太舒
why
服了
they're
吧！
so well preserved.
So
These houses have several hundred years.
Yeah. Yeah, for us Dutch, it's quite normal to see something of 300 or 400 years old. Yeah, all the whole of Amsterdam, you know, is 450 to 500 years old. All the buildings you see.
So do they have to remake the foundation every once in a while?
Yeah, we try to prevent that, but it is happening. When this wood starts to rot, these piles, you have to put it under it, and it might cost you another €1 million.
Do they have to replace it with wood? Can they not use concrete and steel?
They now use more modern methods. Yeah. This is beautiful, huh?
What kind of
It's
flag?
the flag of the municipality here,
No.
Zaandam, the city.
Hey, for sale, Paul.
Yeah, for sale.
Yeah, you consider it, okay?
Did you find 2 million? Then we stop.
She just have to find it in the market.
Yeah, in the market.
Yeah.
Actually, in the Bay Area,
Yeah.
houses are very expensive.
I know. That's what I know. No, the shame.
What happened in the winter time here?
Well, it's of course it's Holland. So first it starts raining. That's one. And yeah, for the rest, yeah, it's nothing
Does
happens.
it snow?
Yeah, not so often
Not
anymore.
anymore.
No.
Because they said they used to, right?
We're able. I'm a Dutch. You see that the Dutch more and more we start using inland barges again to keep the trucks off the road. So more and more you see these freighters.
Yeah.
Does anybody of you like chocolate, by the way?
I like, but she won't let me eat that much.
Bad, because the Dutch East Indies Company started to import cocoa beans 400 years ago, which led on the far side to the biggest cocoa factory in the world. More important, 80% of the world's cocoa production is here, yes.
Wow.
We don't make chocolate, we make cocoa butter, cocoa oil, cocoa powder, which we sell to all the big chocolate companies in the world.
You mean this one?
Yeah, this one, the fabric. And luckily you see this blue crane. Here it comes with another 800 kilos of cocoa beans.
Ah.
Into the factory now.
Cocoa bean.
I will take us there.
他说这里做cocoa bean，
哦，
全世界80% 的 cocoa 的在这里
哇，
，and then make chocolate。
啊，
You can really smell
好
it
香
now.
啊！闻到这个味道。
Yeah, you can smell it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it's coffee.
No, it's cocoa. Sometimes you even smell it in Amsterdam when the wind's right. So each time, now you see it very clearly, it's picking up 800 kilos of cocoa beans. This factory is 400 meters long, by the way.
Okay.
And there are 3 more factories here on the river.
Cocoa beans. Ah, cocoa beans will be getting more expensive now.
Yeah. This all comes from Africa by sea ship towards the harbor of Amsterdam, and then it's by inland barge coming to here.
Zendang. 你係影緊 video 咯噃？
你看那个船，
好大。
对。
Elements, it might have started here.
OK， 呢度係攞嚟 grind beans to make what？
They make oil. But
Oil.
They also start selling all sorts of nuts,
啊
and which led one of the biggest salted peanut companies in the world.
，planter。Funny they have to come to a windmill for that, huh?
Yeah.
It's not a very big this one, but it's not a very big area.
Yeah, but let's forget that this is Holland, so basically the Dutch, I think the first windmills we were using probably copied it from the Chinese some 1500 years ago, because it was all water, and so the Dutch built dikes, put a windmill on top of it, and then we pumped the water out. Did you guys land at Schiphol Airport?
Yes?
Well, Schiphol Airport is 7 meters below the sea level.
Wow.
It used to be sea.
Yeah.
But we did a very big sea. The Dutch, we built a dike around it, put windmills, and then in a few years' time we pumped all the water out to reclaim land. And that's one of our specialties, because I think also the new airport in Hong Kong was built by the Dutch. We have a lot of expertise in working with sand and water. Yeah. In Abu Dhabi, all the Palm Islands are built by Dutch companies. The water projects in the US, after the hurricanes were also being done by Dutch companies.
Oh, so you guys have a specialty.
Yeah, water management. Venice, in Italy.
In Dubai, the world city?
That's also built by Dutch. Do you remember when I told you when you were rich, you would have a big house in Amsterdam?
Yeah.
If you were really, really, really rich, you would have such a little white house over there.
There.
Yep.
That little.
And you know what? You know where's that for? That's just for drinking tea, for cha. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, and let's not forget that this one, that in 1700, 1 gram of tea had the same price as 1 gram of gold.
Wow.
So the girls were sitting there drinking very expensive cups of tea.
That
Yep.
little place?
Tea cupola.
Wow.
Just for
飲茶。
Then you had money. Well, everybody could build a tea cupola, but to buy the tea, that was a different story. Simply supply and demand, so there was sometimes almost no supply.
Yeah, we when we came, I saw this. I said, oh, that's a little souvenir place.
No,
Do they still sell tea now?
no, I think it's a private house. But if you want to drink tea, you see on our right man coming up this terrace in the water. It's a bar restaurant, almost 400 years old. It's called the Black Whale.
The Black Whale.
The Dutch have been hunting whales for 350 years all over the world. And when the whaling captains came home here, they lived here, they were having a drink there and probably bragging about how big the whales were. And you see on top of the house, there was the red tiles, you see a wind vane
Yeah.
in the form of a black whale. And only whaling captains were allowed to have a wind vane in the form of a black whale.
I think we used the WC there. I remember that whale thing, but I thought it was just decoration.
Yeah. If you look on the other side, that's very nice. That's a cocoa transport between the factories, from one factory to the next process plant. It's only for cocoa transport.
So 呢個係裝 cocoa，
Yeah.
淨係可以裝 cocoa 嘅。
Two big containers. So I think there's for several $10,000 worth of goods in there, going to one of the cocoa factories for further treatment. Don't forget that 80% of the world production in cocoa paste is here, and the world does eat a lot of chocolate, so this is really a 24-hour industry. It all started about 400 years ago, but the Dutch eat it.
So what do you think about the Dutch chocolate versus the Belgium chocolate?
What do you think? What kind of answer do you expect? No, the Belgian, once again, have a very fine chocolate. Also the Swiss, I think each chocolatier has its own specific things with chocolate. This is, by the way, our last windmill. It's a spice mill. Spice meaning they grind pepper and curcumon, all sorts of spices for food.
Oh.
You don't need a very strong windmill. It is a very old windmill, but you don't need a very strong windmill for grinding. You can buy the spices in that green building. There's a little shop, I think.
Hans。
Yeah.
Oh. 呢個係 spice，呢個係香料 grinding。
The oil mills are usually the most powerful, and also the sawmills. Okay, with this last windmill, we slowly come to our end of basically your private tour, which is okay. There's a red Dutch wooden shoe there. There's a business card. Yeah, you can take one. There's a QR code. If you scan that, very modern, you come to Google Review, and you can leave us a review, and then please mention my name, Fritz. I'm your captain. If you want to leave a cash tip, it's also very welcome. More important, I hope you enjoyed it on this. It's a windy day, but
It's a windy day and it's actually perfect. It's not that hot.
oh, you're right.
Yesterday and the day before was a little bit muggy.
No, I was also sailing here, too hot. Would everybody please sit down? Please ask her also to sit down.
坐下来了。我们
I'm going to park the boat. It's a lot of wind. But the boat's name is Titanic, so what can go wrong?
Are you serious? This is called Titanic? 他叫你来一个，
Everybody's a bit
给他一个赞，
啊，
点赞。
点赞。
啊
OK，太棒了。
Thank you. And my name
Thank
is
you.
Fritz. You're
OK。
welcome.
好啦，咁又完咗一個好愉快嘅 boat tour 啦 ，private tour 得我得3個人。Fritz right？
Fritz, yes.
你 Captain Fritz 就非常之informative 啊！喺香港廿幾次喺香港做生意啊佢，老江湖。嗱，你出去先啦。
Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Thank you, friends.
Cheche.
Thank you so much.
Cheche, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, see you next time.
You are so informative.
Yes, I should be. I know a lot.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. Have a nice day. Cheers.
Bye bye.
Ciao.
Oh, what? What's that word again? Yeah.
Goedendag.
Goedendag. Good day.
Easier is hallo. Hello, hallo.
I want to impress people.
Goedendag.
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 I'm going to say that to that lady first.
Try her.
Goedendag. Bye bye.
拜拜。
不谢。